Good afternoon and welcome to Cannes-tastic 5. This is day 3, May 10th, 2018, and I have the pleasure today to welcoming Mr. Jeremy Zimmermann, one of the UK's top casting directors. And I've the great pleasure of having him discuss today with us the importance of the role of the casting director when a producer approaches from America and wants to bring a project, for example, to the UK, and they want to go through a casting director to hire the top talent to get their projects underway. Jeremy, can you tell us a little bit about that process of how it works? And
when we get producers coming to us, the most important thing is getting a sense of reality. Obviously, people want the biggest names going. Are they going to get them? Most probably not. Not because their project isn't great, not that the director isn't fabulous, not that they won't be able to find the money for them, but so many other people are after those actors. And a lot of those actors want to work with directors they've worked with before, they feel comfortable with these, they know how they work, they've got to a point where they don't want to break new ground with people. Important that the script is in the most complete and thoroughly worked and corrected and most entertaining.
Well, this is something that you bring up that's very interesting, because how does a producer really know that the script is in perfect shape? Because there's many different opinions about what a perfect script is. Producers get notes from if they're working with a studio, from the studios or from other executives. But when it comes to talent, they have their own opinion of what a good script is. So you being able to sell that idea to for example, an actor that may not want to work on this project, but can you tell me about the filtration process and the influence of the casting director?
Hopefully we'll know from previous calls, from experience, what an actor doesn't want to do for the next couple of years, or has an interest in doing this genre, and so that helps. But it's so important that the script isn't sent to an actor until it's really ready, because they're only going to read it once. The agents don't want to read everything that comes along, and
let's talk about your background, because your background is in acting itself, and so you're a very well trained actor, so you have a great eye for these kind of things. Where do you go and find the talent? Sometimes that is undiscovered, because I've seen that in the previous times that we've met in the UK before, you've gone to the theater. You're very diligent in keeping a very strong database of acting talent that a lot of people don't know about, but are very well trained, and you know how to place them in things. So can you talk about the advantages of, for example?
I think what I've got skilled at, I think, is knowing what an actor might be capable of. So they may not be producing something necessary at the moment, but they've got something about them that's going to develop. Often through doing more and more work. Actors learn a lot on the job. You learn in drama school, and then there's a lot of work to be done after that. And in the theatre, you get a chance to rehearse. Unfortunately, in film, and it's a shame that people can't find money for rehearsals. I know that some producers appreciate the value of that, and how people can take risks and they can save time actually by having a rehearsal prior to shooting, because they're working things out.
The rehearsal process, I don't think, a lot of times producers may not have the budget for the rehearsal, but the actor may demand it. Is that correct, or am I wrong there? The more preparation you have, the better. It's all a function of how much time you have. Again,
that's all about the negotiations, and of course directors are going to be wanting to spend as much time with the actor as possible beforehand, talking about it. And also, I think it's good when directors value what an actor can bring to a project. I think sometimes people forget that to give them their freedom and their space to be inventive and to come along and add more than what was in the script. When an actor comes along and auditions for us, of course people are looking at the part and thinking, oh, this is what's wanted from this role, this is what's wanted of me. Well, it's so much more interesting when an actor goes away and says, right, what can I do with this? What else is in here? Because at every stage of filmmaking, people are improving. It's a collaborative process. The editor's making it better, the music's better.
One of the questions as we're trying to wrap this up, and you've worked with some very, very famous directors, most notably Guillermo del Toro on Hellboy 1 and 2. What's it like working for a very, very big director, and what's it like working for the smaller, more lesser known ones? Is there a big difference? Because I think the way you treat every project is always going to be the same, because it all comes down to what's going to be the most appropriate talent for the budget and the scale of the production, correct? I mean, you can always get talent that's very expensive, but not maybe as the right fit because they're trying to package it and sell it. Thoughts on that?
Thoughts are absolutely to be as flexible as possible with getting the film cast, thereby financed. And it may not be getting one big name, but spreading it out with 2, 3, or even 4 lesser names that will mean something to sales and distribution.
That's great. Well, I think we've run out of time, but I want to thank you so much, Jeremy, for taking the time to talk to me, because I mean, I have such a wealth of knowledge on this subject, and I would talk to you for hours on this. But we're going to have to wrap it up. Please join us tomorrow for day 4. We're going to have a wonderful talk about cryptocurrency financing, the new thing in filmmaking. See you tomorrow.